Dave, man, what are you doing? You're bringing me out of YouTube retirement. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this to a fellow foreigner. Who would make a video calling out other foreigners? It's time to get started on your video. What's up, everybody? It's Alex Sigrist, and I'm back for another episode of What Alex Reacts, and I don't know what, criticizes another foreigner on YouTube. I've done it before, I'll do it again. I'm doing it right now, so. Anyway, this is a video from Dave, the world of Dave. Dave, like myself, is a foreigner who's been in Korea for maybe 10 or so years and comes from America and is a white man who's got like a emo haircut with probably a past of him liking bands such as Death Cab for Cutie and, I don't know, My Chemical Romance. But he recently came out with a video that had me going, And whenever that happens, I've gotta make a video of me going, The video we're about to watch is commenting on the foreigner situation in Korea, and this particular one is that some foreigners outside past 10 p.m. have been partying without masks. I will say this is not a criticism of Dave the person, but it would be of Dave's video, so. I'm sure if he sees this video, he'll probably hate me, but I said it, so we're good, right? Let's keep going. My opinion of what Dave said. Let's get into the video. Oh, he looks serious. He looks serious.
일단 저도 사실 이 영상을 만들고 싶지 않았어요.
Great start to the video. He didn't want to make this video. Yes, you did. You literally did because you made this video.
그리고 제가 이걸 국뽕을 위해 만드는 영상도 아니라는 걸 아셨으면 좋겠어요.
This might be something I want to bring up later in the video. I completely forgot to mention the title of the video. A video to foreigners in Korea breaking COVID guidelines. Sideways smile face, broken heart. Thank you for making this video to foreigners living in Korea or in Korea and speaking Korean. Clearly, it was not meant for Koreans to give you a pat on the back.
언제부턴가 한국에 사는 몇몇 외국인들이 이런 시국임에도 불구하고 저녁 10시 이후에 마스크도 안 쓰고 돌아다니면서 길거리에 모여서 술 마시는 모습을 종종 보게 됐어요.
So this is interesting. He's gonna talk about having seen some foreigners drinking outside after 10, which is not allowed right now. It probably, oh my God, beer. Without a mask on. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think these foreigners should do it. Absolutely not. But my first question that comes to mind is, really, do you only see foreigners outside doing this? Because, no?
이제 제가 홍대에서 산지 10년째가 되어가는데 지난 10년 동안 홍대는 진짜 많이 변했어요. 요즘엔 대부분의 어린 교환 학생들이 홍대에서 놀아요. 제가 처음 홍대에 이사 왔을 때는 연남동은 거의 기찻길이었어요. 근데 이제는 한국이 너무 유명해져서인지 교환 학생들도 정말 많이 늘었어요. 이제 다 홍대로 모이더라고요.
All right, there's a lot to unpack in that particular segment of, I don't know, shooting for like credibility while at the same time being so sad that things have changed since he first got here. He's an OG of Hongdae, been here for 10 years in Hongdae when it was so low building, dirty, grungy, underground indie scene artists. So he knows his stuff. And now it's a shame because there's exchange students here. There's so many of them coming here to party. It feels, man, you're boomering the hell out of it right now. There's a word for boomers in Korea who have been here too long and get jaded by everything. It's called a lifer. I would know. I'm one of them.
그리고 이번 코로나 사태가 한국에 사는 외국인들에 대한 제 생각을 바꿔줬어요.
His mind has changed a bit about whether or not he wants to defend foreigners, making a clear divide between himself, and foreigners, saying, hey, I'm not on the foreigner side, I'm on your side, Korea. Let's see where he takes this.
홍대 놀이터 쪽에 외국인들이 모여서 놀고 있던 게 기억나요. 마스크도 안 끼고 길에 앉아서 소주를 마시는 모습을 보고 속으로 이런 생각을 했어요. 아 진짜 제발 나라 망신 좀 시키지 말아줘 제발.
Okay, I think that's important. We're about to see something really important there. Quit making me look bad. or us look bad. That seems to be kind of the theme of the video so far. It's I'm not sure it's really about don't break COVID violations. It's don't make me look bad.
나까지 욕 먹는단 말이야. 근데 그 이후로 점점 문제가 심해지는 것 같아요.
최근 홍대 주점에서 70명이 넘는 확진자가 발생했는데 확진자의 대부분이 외국인이라고 합니다. 지난 5월 부산 해운대에서는 외국인 2천여 명이 바다에 모여 마스크도 쓰지 않은 채 술판을 벌였으며 지난 달에는 인천의 한 윈도에서 외국인 70여 명이 모여 파티를
I should point something out. This is kind of funny to me. He's calling out people who are breaking the law, which is a good thing, while simultaneously taking a clip from JTBC and changing the sound of the announcer's voice, the pitch of it, in order to not get caught by the YouTube algorithm for using a clip that he's not supposed to use. Also, is that background music from like a game called Bully back in the day? Like, anyway, don't break the law unless it helps you.
홍대에 10시가 지나서 오면 엄청 많은 외국인들이 밖에 모여 있는 걸 볼 수 있을 거예요.
You can also see large groups of Koreans. How do I know this? Because I live in Hongdae too. Hey! But yeah, call out the foreigners because they're making you look bad.
밖에서 술을 먹는 사람들 쉽게 찾을 수 있을 거예요. 그걸 매번 볼 때마다 저는 너무 속상해요. 그러나 규칙을 지키려고 노력하는 사람들의 입장을 생각할 뿐만 아니라 이런 행동들이 저같이 한국이라는 나라를 존중하는 사람들까지 비호감으로 만들고 있어요.
There it is, right there. That's that lifer boomer mentality that a lot of us have, myself included. Anyone who's been here for more than 10 years, a lot of us have this kind of image of like, hey, we actually respect Korea. We're the ones who are taking care of the country by learning all the rules and speaking Korean well and treating the culture with utmost respect. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but at the same time, there's sort of an arrogance coming out of that one, like a little bit of steam coming out of that one. I don't know what steam means, but basically what I'm saying is there is that level of arrogance that us lifers sort of have, and I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. But yeah, don't make people who respect Korea, like Dave, look bad.
규칙을 무시하는 몇 명 때문에 시키는 사람들까지 욕 먹잖아요.
Wait, no, hold up. That's also important there. I gotta rewind it so I know what he's saying.
규칙을 무시하는 몇 명 때문에 시키는 사람들까지 욕 먹잖아요.
Okay. Yes, he said that. And because of the few people who ignore the restrictions, he should say, we're still dealing with the coronavirus and that's a problem. No, he doesn't say that at all. He says,
시키는 사람들까지 욕 먹잖아요.
it makes us look bad because that is the important thing about this video. Not getting over coronavirus. Making sure people who respect Korea don't look bad.
심지어 제가 홍대에 산 지 10년 정도 됐는데
Dropping the 10 years in Hongdae again. This guy's got credibility. I'll give him that. But he does like to say that he has credibility.
쓰레기 너무 이제 좀 영어로 할게.
Okay, it's time to speak English. We are halfway through the video and he's finally addressing the people that he said he wanted to talk to in the video. A video to foreigners in Korea breaking COVID guidelines. Good. Whew. Got this. I get it. There's subtitles on the bottom. But the whole thing about I'm not making this video to get a pat on the back from Korean, then don't speak Korean. If this video's purpose is to truly have a conversation with those foreigners, a lot of whom are probably exchange students who don't speak Korean, just jump into English and use the Korean subtitles. Here we go. He's ready to speak English, which means, I don't know. Let's find out.
Alright, so if any of you who do this are watching this, Koreans are noticing this and a lot of people are uncomfortable now. I mean, look at the comments. It's all, go back to your country.
Again, we're focusing on how we look, which is also important as a community. We should stick together. But one thing I noticed about Dave in his previous videos or videos about Dave is that he sort of gets offended a lot by people's comments. So while I will see these comments from someone and say that's just someone who's a sad little person behind a computer who doesn't like foreigners because whatever reason, Dave seems genuinely hurt by this. And so I can't really fault his emotions.
Nobody likes when somebody comes to your country and makes a mess for everybody else.
To be fair, that's because it's usually only Americans that make a mess of other people's country. No one really comes to America and makes a mess over there because we arrest them. We have guns.
It's just basic human respect. We're guests here. We're not citizens.
And there's the message that the entire video should be around, because that's a really good point. Like I said, I'm not here to just attack Dave, the individual, but kind of the criticism that he's levying and the way that he's making this video. Yes, it is basic human respect. Don't come to Korea and get super drunk and throw trash on the ground. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I read Korean news, and do you know how bad it makes me feel to see comments that are targeted towards foreigners?
Come on, look, if Cup did this, you shouldn't be breaking the law for reasons of not spreading coronavirus. And I get it, we also don't want people to look bad and all that, but this whole video, this beer is gonna be gone.
It feels awful. And it's not racism either, because I hardly ever see Koreans do this.
Because I hardly see Koreans do this. Almost never. Hi, question. I've seen Koreans do this. I go to a gym that closes at 10, that is near Hongdae, in Hongdae actually, and I walk home and I see it all the time. And it's mostly Koreans outside smoking, younger ones in their 20s, with their masks off in groups of more than what was allowed at the time, and I assume throwing cigarette butts on the ground. But yes, there were a couple of foreigners there, and they stood out because they are, you know, different.
I remember I was at a crosswalk at Sangsa-Madang, and I saw these two guys jaywalking at a red light without masks. And I said, dude, what are you doing? Put a mask on. And he told me, F off. And his friend laughed at me.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna be on Dave's side here because those foreigners. I agree. Like, that actually takes a lot of courage to say that to somebody, because that is the reaction that you might get when you tell someone to put their mask on. And so most people don't have the courage to actually say that in person, and I can see why he's angry, and maybe why he even wanted to make this video, or should I say, he didn't really want to make this video, but he did. But in this situation, you gotta give the man props. I don't know how many people I've actually said, yo, put your mask on to, so.
And I'm not saying that all foreigners do this. I know 99% of them don't.
That's a fun statistic, because I bet 99% of Koreans don't either, and I bet 1% of them do. Therefore, it's not a foreigner thing. You're just obsessed with the idea of you looking bad because foreigners do it. That's it. 99% of foreigners probably don't do it, and 1% do. I would bet more than 1% of Koreans do it. It's a small number, and it's probably skewed towards younger people, but I'm just saying.
Most foreigners don't do this, but this isn't the US or Europe. It's better to be extra careful as a foreigner.
Why? Wait, why? In fact, in America, you better be extra careful as a foreigner, because we got racists all over the place, and we got guns and policemen who want to arrest you for whatever reason. Like, you better be safer in America and Europe. In fact, Korea is more safer than America and Europe. Oh wait, here's his next comment.
Because it's causing a negative perception on us.
Oh, it's not really about the racism, it's not about COVID, it's only how it makes us look. It makes me look bad.
I just don't understand what's hard about wearing a mask
Good comment.
and going home at 10 p.m. The rest of us do it. You can too.
The rest of us do what you can't do. Okay, I mean, correct comment, but man, we're sounding like lifers. We're sounding like boomers when we just do that.
I mean, if you like Korea and you like being here, don't make people hate you for being here.
Good comment.
Alright, back to Korean.
Why? Why back to Korean? This is a video to foreigners in Korea breaking COVID guidelines. It's almost like you're trying to get a pat on the back from Koreans. Oh, it's like maybe not a pat on the back, but you're like, hey, I'm not like those foreigners. I'm the good foreigner. Which is another thing that we lifers like to think in our head, like we're the ones doing Korea right. We're the ones who are treating Korea with respect, which again, we all should, but we all have our own idea of how to be the perfect foreigner in Korea.
Back to Korean. 물론 이런 부정적인 분위기의 영상에서 제가 꼰대처럼 보일 수도 있는 거 알아요.
I know it can make you sound like a boomer. Yup. Okay, I have no comment on that one.
며칠 전에 누가 DM으로 저한테 대구역 어지럽히는 미군들 이렇게 왔길래 그게 저랑 무슨 상관이죠? 이랬더니 저한테 외국인들이 무례하게 행동하는 예시들을 더 보내주더라고요. 저는 당연히 기분 나빴죠. 저는 안 그러니까. 그 사람 진짜 너무 싸가지 없었어.
Yeah, he's an asshole, so chill. Like, you don't have to take every comment from these people. I'm not even famous, and I've gotten these comments before from people who hate foreigners. And you know what you do when that happens? You don't think, oh my god, I need to change the actions of the foreigner who did this. You say, hey, that guy's a dick.
한국 사람들이 한국에 사는 외국인이 전부 다 저렇지는 않다는 걸 알았으면 좋겠어요.
It's a good thing that you want Koreans to know that all expats aren't like this. That's why you saved that for the last minute of the video, so that you can get through the first 6 minutes and 31 seconds of saying how, gosh, these foreigners suck. Stop sucking.
대부분 규칙을 존중하고 하지만 짜증날 만한 것도 이해해요. 그래서 정신 못 차리는 이 사람들을 대신해서 사과드리고 싶어요.
You want to apologize for the people who can't get their shit together. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I also don't want to encourage Koreans to be like, I told you so, these foreigners suck. Wait, did he say it again?
어쨌든 저도 이 영상을 만들고 싶지 않았었어요. 그렇지만 어쩔 수 없었어요.
He didn't want to make this video, but he felt like he had to. You didn't. You didn't. At least not in the way that you did it.
I really didn't want to make this video.
Someone's gotta speak out about this.
Someone's got to speak up about the terrible foreigners in Korea, and nobody does it. There are no trolls online who speak up about the terrible things foreigners do, and there's no documentary series from major networks that talk about how foreign men give Korean women AIDS. That's never happened either. There's no one out there telling us how bad us foreigners are. Thank goodness that he is speaking up about this, because the articles that he read speaking up about this, wait, you mean they already spoke up about this?
It's ridiculous.
It's a problem.
It is a problem. But it was, I swear, only 1%. But that's a big problem, because only 0% of Koreans break the law. 0. You know that.
저는 그저 코로나 상황이 금방 좋아지기를 바랄 뿐이에요. 코로나 상황이 좋아지고 규제가 완화되면 그때 나오세요.
Wait, that was the message of the video the whole time? That's what it was supposed to be? Of course, we want the coronavirus situation to be better, but the entire first part of the video, the first, 7 minutes, was all like, quit making me look bad. Gosh, that's what's wrong about breaking the law. You're making Dave look bad. All right, I guess this is it. This is where I comment on the video about everything I see. A couple of things we need to talk about here. Number one, the word foreigner is a super broad term. There's a large population of foreigners here, and it's really weird just to talk about foreigners in the regard of them being drunk on the street in Hongdae. Second, again, I gotta talk to you about why the you speak in Korean for most of this video when it's for it's for foreigners who don't love Korea as much. That's what you said, right? But if they don't love Korea that much, they're not really watching your video. But you made the video for them, even though your demographics are going to be either Koreans or the foreigners who love Korea. But thank you for telling the people who aren't watching your video, right? The next thing I want to say is that yes, Koreans break the rules too. And so it feels like this video is more of your attempt to distance yourself from the unruly foreigners, which there are unruly foreigners, but that's the whole vibe I get from the entire video, is like you kind of ignore it. I mostly see foreigners. Okay, I see both. I feel like I didn't want to make this video bashing another YouTuber from America who has emo hair, but I felt like I had to. Because you've only given one side. In fact, it's the side that the Korean news already puts out. Which there's truth in that news, but there's also not truth, like kind of exaggerations, if you will. The fourth point I have is I went through your comment section afterwards, and some of the comments from Koreans were like, "Yo, that's why I'm a little scared of foreigners right now." Like, you see how that might be a negative thing for you to put out this video, because you are saying 99% of foreigners aren't like this, but you're making Koreans a little more scared of foreigners. I mean, yes, I know they're scared because they hear the news reports, but you're also feeding into that news report, that line, and your focus of the video was, ew, foreigners, stop doing this. But your little points were correct. It's like 1% of foreigners. It's a small percentage. I wouldn't even say 1% if you include the wide variety of foreigners that are here beyond just white generic English teachers and exchange students, which I'm assuming is the idea that popped into people's head when we thought of Koreans are already scared, and you're like, I want to apologize on behalf of all the dumb foreigners because I want to make sure I don't look bad. Like, it just doesn't sit well with me. The last thing I want to say is, hey, Dave, don't hate me. I'm sure you're a great guy. We're both from America. Emo haircut. Probably went through an emo phase in high school and college. You know, the rebellious punk side. Left America because couldn't find what we wanted in America, and we found a home in Korea. It's a beautiful place. And it's important to talk about what's right and what's important. But it's also important to talk about it in the right way. And I think this is the video that did not do it. And so that's why I felt like I didn't want to make this video, but I had to. Please don't go and like write hateful comments on Dave's video, because that defeats the purpose of what this is. This is a conversation. This is presenting the other side of the equation that I thought he left out. Dave, if you ever want to grab a beer with me, a Cast Light, or jam out to some Hawthorne Heights, you know where to find me. I'll be in Hongdae, drinking beer until 10 p.m.